Hi guys, my name's Kayla Meadows, and for my video presentation I decided to talk about interactive writing. The reason I chose this activity was because you can use it on just about any developmental stage, whether it be the emergent stage all the way to the durational relations stage. It's a great way to teach kindergartners and first graders the processes of the writing system, and it teaches them little strategies that they can use later on in their writing. And with the older kids, like the 4th and 5th graders, you can use this as a short warm-up for the students before they get involved in maybe writing a larger piece of work. So what is it? Interactive writing is a cooperative event in which teachers and children jointly compose and write text. So this gives you and the students a chance to do something that's a little bit different. It allows you to see the students' creativity and what they know about words. It is considered a transition tool that can help children learn how to write. For kindergartners and first graders, they're just learning the concepts of writing. So they don't know all of the little rules that comes with writing. So when you do this, it allows you as the teacher to model the correct processes that needs to be followed. So it makes that easier for them in the long run. So the benefits of it. Interactive writing is a great way to show children the visual of writing. So as you are creating the story or whatever the activity may be, it not only allows you to explain the writing process to the students, but it also gives you the chance to let the students see it visually, because you're going to have some children that will do better with visuals rather than them trying to just listen to it. It's a unique opportunity to help children see the relationship between reading and writing. So when doing interactive writing, once you get done writing the piece, you can have the students practice their reading skills on it. And that way it not only helps with their writing, it helps with their reading. I remember when I was in kindergarten, I had a teacher that would do interactive writing with us, and for homework, she would type up what we completed in class as the interactive writing assignment and send it home with us, and we had to read that to our parents, and so that helped us in reading. Interactive writing can be used to demonstrate concepts about print, develop strategies, and learn how words work. So, like I said before, it's a great way for students to see the different strategies that can be used with reading and writing, and allow them to develop their own sort of kind of strategies that'll help them as they get older, and it will help them see the different ways words work. Like they'll start to see the changes in plurals from adding s and es, and the way you change some things. Do I add ie? Do I add y? Different little rules like that. So the pros versus the cons. Pros are, it's a great way to get the students working as a whole, and it allows them to take breaks from worksheets and do something fun. We all know that students can get a little rowdy at times when they do the same thing over and over again. So this gives them a chance to get up and, do something different instead of just sitting at their desk working on a paper. And it allows you to see your students working together instead of doing it individually. You can do interactive writing assignments individually, which would probably work with like the older students, like the 4th and 5th graders. But for kindergarten and first graders, it would probably be a bit more of a struggle. So you could even break them down into small groups and see how they would work in groups. The cons. As a teacher, it could be harder to see which students are struggling and which students are excelling. So you may have a handful of students that love interactive writing assignments and can do them with ease, but then you're going to have some students that struggle. And if you do it as a whole, it'll be harder for you to identify those students. So this is where we really need to try to include every child and make sure that every child gets a chance to do something, so that as a teacher we can make sure that every student is understanding what's being gone over. So how much time should be spent on interactive writing? I looked up a study that was recently done, and it said that if you spend roughly about 10 minutes a day on interactive writing, then it helps a child improve their independent writing skills. So if you take 10 minutes out of your school day to work on this, you're not only helping the students with their reading skills, but you're helping them improve as an independent writer, which is something that will help these children as the older they get. I wish I would have had more interactive writing when I was in grade school, because when it came time for me to start writing papers and things, I struggled because my teachers didn't really care about writing as much as they did reading, because we had the reading state test we had to take. And by the time I was in 5th grade, they had done away with the writing state test. So I didn't have a writing test until I was in like 8th grade. And I did horrible on it because I didn't really understand writing very well. So this is a little activity that you can do with your students. So you can read an alphabet book with the class, and then you can line up all the letters of the alphabet. So then you take out the students' names and have them write it on a card, and you put them in a pocket chart. You could probably do it on a whiteboard too, with maybe like magnets or something like that. So then you pick a student, and they have to pick an animal name that begins with the same letter as their first name. Like the example I have lower down. The student's name is Tiana. So she picked the animal name Tiger to go with hers. So beforehand, come up with a sentence where you can substitute in the child's name and the animal name. So the example that was given was, my name is Tiana and my best friend is a tiger. So what this activity does is it shows students the difference between capital and lowercase letters, and it will help them recognize and name the letters of the alphabet. And even though you pick the biggest part of the sentence, you're still giving the child the interactive writing part of having them choose an animal name that begins with the same letter as their first name. So I want to thank you guys for your time, and I hope you enjoyed my video. And this is the list of references that I used to create my video.